in a few minutes. Not now. Yeah.
It's the Franklin Crocker Show.
You are now listening to the legendary WFO Power 96.5, and I'm your host, Franklin Crocker, and this is the Franklin Crocker Show. Every week I'm telling you I'm doing something different, Carrie. I told you, look up The Simpsons, man. Look up The Simpsons. The Simpsons has a different intro every week. But how you doing, KB?
I'm doing good. Coming off a wonderful Bow Flow weekend.
Bow Flizzo weekend, yes. Shout out to Lindsay and Berto for a dope weekend for the Bow Flow. Actually, yeah, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Listen, it was huge, man. It was a big event down there. Started off with Terry King at the
comedy show
on Thursday.
Yep.
Baseball events, Lindsay Nicks,
Yeah.
Watch TV, Billy Esco, Let's Go. I mean, it was just a lot of love down there.
And last week,
a lot of vendors showing a lot of love too.
Yeah, I did. I went to their Instagram page, a lot of posting. You can see a lot of other people posting some stuff too, which is really dope, and they put that all on their page. So if anybody out there wants to see some footage from the Bow Flow Music and Art Festival, go to their page on Instagram and Facebook. I'm sure Twitter as well. They had some real dope content. Really amazing stuff going on there. Like you said, vendors was off the chain. Some of them, you know what? It was crazy though, real fast.
What's that?
Ella James was there, which she was a winner of the Boost in Buffalo Business. So she had a thing there. So that was pretty dope. I've seen her, chopped it up with her for a little bit. Nice little display.
I was just about to say, man, growing up, I don't remember a lot of events happening like this.
No.
When I was younger.
No.
Now, Buffalo, y'all lit.
Yeah, real
The
talk.
young generation is lit. There's
Real
events going on. Conway the week before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they put on the show, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they put on the show.
Yeah, you've been.
Now you got Bow Flow. They put on the show, man.
Yo, you've been heavy. Hey, Kerry, you've been heavy in these streets lately, man.
Man, you got me out here like I'm on a Franklin Cracker Street team, man.
The heavy hitters, suckers. Yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, so last week we had 3 artists here from the Bow Flow Music and Art Festival. We had Nele Mignon. I actually been studying that name because I remember I was messing it up last week. So Nele Mignon, she's on the show last week, and we had her song respectfully.
Right.
We also had my boy Brother Tom Sos.
Okay.
Brother Tom Sos on the show last week, and he had his joint that was really fire. And we had also MC Tay.
Yeah, MC Tay.
But he was from Cali.
He did a performance along with Billy Esco.
Yeah.
I guess they're pretty close, so he came up and Billy Esco introduced him to everybody. So shout out to MC Tay.
MC Tay, and we're gonna check him out when we go to LA. I already chopped it up with him, so we have a little meet and greet with him for a little bit. MC Tay hang out. Nah, he ain't. I want him to do that clown walk. We can't call it the crip walk no more. I want him to do that clown walk. He didn't do it though. But yes, he didn't come with his chucks. But we're gonna chop it up with him next week because we're gonna be in LA, Carrie. That football game. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna be LA. The LA Rams and Bills game. That's gonna be a fun time. Was it 15 of us?
Something like that.
15.
Something like that.
15 adult kids.
You going?
We going.
To LA.
15 of us,
we
man.
going?
Yeah. 15 of us, man. It's gonna be crazy. You know what it is, man? Yeah, ooh.
Exactly.
And we chose to do this actually, and we chose to do this really because it's Carrie's birthday that same day of the game. September 8th is Carrie's birthday.
That's a fact.
And we all chose to go to LA for Carrie's birthday and the game at the same time. So we're gonna show our love since our brother, man. And that's what's up, man. It's gonna be a great time. So, without further ado, let's get into our guest tonight. If y'all was listening to my reels on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, what other ones I got? YouTube. I talked about somebody that was phenomenal. She's been on the show before, and we have the almighty A.I the Anomaly in the building. Ooh. Yeah, she's back.
No, wait a minute. This is a question right here.
Yes.
Have we ever had a repeat?
A repeat offender? No. She's the first repeat offender.
To be the first. Yes.
Hey.
Yes, she is in the house,
Welcome
and
back. Yes.
we appreciate you being here. And we're gonna talk a little bit about what your going to be doing tomorrow at 5:30. Again, I want you to give the details, not me. But, I get a little snippet about the porch.
Yes.
I don't even know if you caught this or not. When I talk now, I like to put music behind me talking.
Yeah.
And I use 2 songs that reminded us of the hood, remind us of our neighborhood and community. I used The Corner by Common. And I used Queen Latifah, Just Another Day in the Neighborhood, Just Another Day around the way.
Let's go.
I'm feeling good today. So those are 2 dope segues into what you're doing tomorrow. That's what I want to do. I want to make sure we did the right thing by you. So
You did.
tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah.
And welcome back.
I feel welcomed, and I'm excited to be back.
Yes.
And I appreciate the open opportunity,
Always.
as you always do. I really appreciate you.
No, you
Seriously.
called. It was kind of last minute, but I told you I was
Yeah,
so
it
sneaky.
was.
I snuck you in, and I was like, I gotta get you in
I
here.
be moving and shaking so crazy.
No,
I be
man,
like,
you
look.
do.
But yo, I do appreciate it, and I appreciate what you've been doing. I love seeing. I just want to get this out the way.
Okay.
real quick.
Oh.
I love seeing the artist interviews that you had. I was watching those. I'm like, this
Okay.
is what's up.
Yeah.
Like being able to see the different like hip hop artists come on and get some shine and just kind of talk about who they are, and that's what's up, and that needs to happen even more.
Yes, and you remember, we don't do that enough here. We don't do that enough in Buffalo, man. And there's so much, and it's funny because we have friends, Carrie, that now have been put on to local artists that they've never heard of before, and they like them. Like, we got friends that actually follow you now and listen to your music on a consistent basis based off of you being on the show the first time.
And that's much appreciated, for real.
So, again, we love to hear new talent. We love to hear new music. You do a phenomenal job at what you do. Like, the song we're going to play tonight. Ooh,
I'm excited.
I get chills. I played it like 20 times today.
Well, let's go back to some of our previous content with A.I the Anomaly.
Yeah.
So
Word.
I said your last work, it felt like I knew you. You got some
That's what's
real in-depth and spiritual content. You can almost kind of listen to your album through and kind of get a real sense of who you are as a
That's what's
person.
up.
Yeah.
Right?
As you should.
Well, most
should.
everybody don't do that.
That's
Listen,
music
everybody
is,
don't do that.
Music is from the soul. You should get to know me as you listen to what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And then in person, it should reflect like what you hear. I think that's true artistry. Everybody can do what they wish because you got free will to create. But it's something about being able to hear someone's soul or heart, if you will. And then when they're in the same presence, like I hope that I give off what you hear,
Yes.
because that's the true essence
Fire.
of me. You know, when I create this music, I'm living, and so I'm showcasing what I'm living. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm going through, because music for me is my remedy. So it should reflect like what's coming from my heart. And then when you get in the same space with me, you should feel the same effect, right?
I feel
That's
it every
what I'm
time.
hoping.
I got so happy when I heard you was come back on the show again. I got kind of like goosebumps. And I said, then I listened to this new music. I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
But go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, that was beautiful. That's exactly where I was going with it. And I'm hoping that when other folks listen to your content, that's what they get from it, because that's what I get. And I think that came along with the first time I met you, the first time I actually listened to some of your content. That's how it struck me. So
That's what's up.
I know that you're selective in shows and things that you do because you pressure into time. So we happy to have you tonight.
Real talk, she could have been literally anywhere in this world right now.
That's your line right
But
there.
she is here with us, and we truly appreciate it. Real talk, because
What's up?
you are very important. You, like you said, you moving and shaking. You in these streets. You got an event coming up tomorrow, which we obviously want to talk about. So let's talk about that event tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow.
Ooh, tomorrow. There's always tomorrow.
Listen.
It's only a
So
day away.
for the last, I don't know how many years, but it's been a lot of years
Okay.
that the church that I'm a member of, Christ Crusaders Assembly, we've been doing as much as we can for our community. And so it's the back to school community event where we shut down the street. My pastor, Pastor Stephen Foreman, who was on here last time, he's very adamant about making sure we take care of our community that surrounds us.
Okay.
You know, before you go step in trying to, impact the world, you got to impact where you at, right?
Home base.
So on the east side, about a block or two away from Tops,
Yeah.
where the tragedy occurred, that's where we exist. to serve that community. So for years we've been feeding the community, just creating opportunities within our church. We block off that whole street, and we have the bounce houses. We give away book bags. We want to give away about 300 tomorrow.
Ooh, okay.
With supplies inside.
Dope.
We're gonna have food. Y'all know, Pastor.
Yeah, he likes to eat. Yeah.
He's a regional executive chef. He does it for the Bills and
Okay.
Sabres and things like that, Delaware North. And so the food is gonna be good.
It was good last time.
Exactly. And then we also have these other things happening, which I'm excited about. I felt like, you know what I do as an artist, I utilize the tools that I was given: photography, film, poetry, all of those creative juices, or all of that creative paint. I get to create portraits with that. And so what I am excited about is that I get to take this exhibit, Tales from the Porch, which this is the second iteration of it. I get to take that and showcase it right there at that community event. So Tales from the Porch is this, I want to call it a movement.
Okay.
It's just capturing these different stories of just real people who are going through just different things and moving and shaking, and capturing their stories and showcasing it to the community so that they can be uplifted in some capacity. This particular iteration is about the Black leaders who've already been doing work out here in these streets, who, in my opinion, are going to continue doing the work whether there's cameras on them or not, and they're going to keep passing the torch. So I wanted to showcase them.
Yeah.
I'm talking Kelly Galloway, Project Mona's house. Y'all heard of her, right?
Yep.
A fierce woman, like she's fire, right? You got her. You got Jamel Cruz from the Cruz Media.
Yeah, I'm gonna
probably
chop
saying
it up with Jamel next month. Yep.
Word, dude is phenomenal. And he moves with his heart, right? You got Joanna Rozier Johnson, who's been working with youth within CAO for years. We used to work together and building up programming at the Nurture Academy at CAO. CAO's been doing amazing things in our city for years.
For years, true.
Then you have Gail V. Wells, like the grand auntie of Buffalo, in my opinion. Such a beautiful spirit. She does Freedom Gardens. You heard of Freedom Gardens?
Yes. Yep.
She's definitely worthy. I worked with her at Buff State.
Okay.
I was an intern with her, and I worked
dope.
real closely with her. She taught me so much. You have her. You got Alexander Wright, who does African Heritage Co-op, so serving and feeding our community. You have Stephen Foreman, where we have him talking about what he's doing within the community. And then we have Anthony Pierce, who's the co-founder of Wakanda Alliance.
Wakanda Alliance.
Yeah. So those 7 individuals who are dope at what they do, they're not going to stop what they're doing. They're impacting the community on a day-to-day basis with all that they have. I feel like they deserve to be highlighted, and captured. And so they're telling their stories about how they impact community and what their porch is. The porch is not just physical porch. The porch is the essence of us. You know what I'm saying? Project Mona's house is Kelly's porch. You feel me? Wakanda Alliance, the Galactic Tribe, is Anthony Pierce's porch. You feel me? So these porches, what are we doing with our lives? What are we doing with this canvas? How are we painting portraits? And how are we sharing those stories? So the idea is to capture these stories as professionally as we can, with the creativity and the, whatever it is that we can do, so that honestly, the hood, or whoever, the hood first.
Yeah, for the hood. We gotta start with the hood
East
first.
Side. Yes. I want young people to see these individuals as their phenomenal selves, like I see them. I want a young person to look and say, wow, I want to be like Kelly. I want to be like, I want to say Miss Gail Wells, with respect, Miss Gail V. Wells. I want to be like her. I want to be like him. I want them to see the beauty, the compassion that they have. I need them to see it. So I'm going to utilize the skills that I have. And I was granted with funding to do it. And so I used the funding through NISCA, which was available because I have a fiscal sponsorship with ASI, Art Services, Inc. And then Albright helped out with a lot as well. And other entities just really poured in and helped out, and I'm grateful for it. But finding ways to find funding to do the things that I'm passionate about so that I can impact community and so it can keep going. I'm trying to leave a legacy. One thing Kelly Galloway said that I'll never forget is that she said, I want to leave this earth empty. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right, all right.
That was a lot.
That was amazing.
But it was necessary.
It was not definitely
Well,
necessary.
first
And
of
it's from the
all-
dome.
Okay, so we 2 blocks from Tops.
Word.
Tell us again exactly where that is. So we
225
want to-
Glenwood Avenue.
225 Glenwood. Buffalo, 225 Glenwood. Go
Glenwood
down,
Park.
support tomorrow 5:30.
5:30.
Show up and show out.
5:30 p.m.
Right.
Now, I know that Pastor Steve was down during the whole Top situation. I know you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. We went.
And-
Yeah.
Right, down there supporting the community. I know he's huge on that. I didn't realize until I really started looking at how much of a community leader and how involved this man is. And
Because he don't
yourself
talk
included.
much.
Right.
He's not the
Quiet.
type to go
Just
around
works.
yelling it.
It's,
Yep.
it's huge. The works that is being done in the community. Then we just talked about so many of the young Buffalo artists that Franklin and I have been
Yeah.
interviewing over the last, I don't know,
Month.
6
Yeah,
month
month,
in
yeah.
it long, but
Yeah.
even over the last
Yeah.
6 months or so, there is a lot of talent here,
It is.
but there's still so much work to do in the community that we absolutely need to support. Please, folks, go down, listeners. I know it's a lot of y'all listening right now. 225 Glenwood Avenue, right off of Jefferson. Go down, support 5:30 p.m. I believe it's just going to be
Yeah.
another wonderful opportunity to get involved in the community, to do something to help uplift our young generation that is in desperate need of it right now.
Yep, true talk.
And we're going to showcase the film, just to give a little bit more detail. We're going to showcase the film, so the videos that we did focusing on those storytellers, we're going to showcase that. And then right after that, we're going to go into the performance, which is we have Jillian Hansworth, who's going to start us off with a poem. We have the Crusaders Marching Unit of Buffalo, New York. Shout out to Joanna Rozier. She's been working with these girls for years, impacting those young ladies through drill. And so they're going to showcase what they're, over East Side. They're going to kill it. And then that's when I then come through, and we got El Biz, is a dope artist within our city as well. And so there's going to be performances. We got the band Sounds of the Culture is going to play, and we're going to rock out. And also there's going to be a shipping container, public art.
Okay.
So inside of that shipping container, because I'm an educator,
Yeah.
so I work with a couple of different youth within Wakanda Alliance. Some of those youth were photographers, and they captured images. I worked with the students at SEPA Gallery, shout out to them, the Photography Works program, and a couple of students that I personally work with through Get Focused Productions, Young and Focus. All of their photos are going to be showcased inside of the shipping container.
Dope.
And surrounding the outside of the shipping container is going to be the photos of the 7 Black leaders. So one of my things is, while we do what we do as adults, as leaders, we must always have young people involved in some capacity, so that they can see us moving in action. They can see my mistakes. They can see my mishaps. They can see my triumphs and all of that, so that they can be impacted enough to be like, yo, I can do this too, because that's what was done for me. So it's very imperative. All of those students that were involved also got paid.
Oh.
So that's fire as well.
Yeah.
I'm very an advocate. You got to get paid. You got to see that your art can make you money, so that you can continue to build and grow in this space. Also, shout out to the Foundry. Those students built miniature porches, like little houses.
Okay.
And each of our storytellers are going to get one of those. So in every capacity, find ways to involve young people. It's imperative. If y'all don't learn nothing else from me, learn the fact that you have to pass the torch. If you have the youth, you have the future. So who has our youth? Who has their ears? Who have their hearts? Who has their souls? I'm going to have to do what I got to do on my end.
And not only what you're talking about is amazing right now, but you practice what you preach. And the reason I'm bringing this up is your son.
Yeah,
You're passing the torch on to your son. He's, like you said, he's always with you.
Yep.
You're showing him the ins, the outs, the ups and downs of the industry and the business. You are a mover and shaker. I mean, I think, are you part Jamaican?
All the jobs.
Because you got a lot of jobs. I mean, you are educated. You have Get Focused Productions. I mean, you are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
And not only are you doing an amazing job, I'm going to give you more credit where credit is due. This is all freestyling. She ain't got a piece of paper in front of her. She ain't got a computer like me. I got a computer.
You
don't need that when you actually live in it. So that's what I was talking
But-
about.
But names, she got all the
But you
names
look-
down.
yeah.
I mean, she's dope.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
that's what I was saying about the lyrics and the things like that. The stuff is coming right from in the heart and the soul. Don't get me wrong. Like I get it when you're performing and things like that, and you're writing your lyrics. But it seems like all of these things that you're doing is things
'Cause
that
it's
you
life.
want to do, things
Yep.
that you're seeking to do. Let me ask this question. I've been thinking about this for a while.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel as though our young generation that grew up in the 90s, maybe the 2000s, do they experience the same way over the decades, or has it changed
Per
drastically?
decade.
I think that the moment that you're in is the moment you're in. Whether it's worse, whether it's better, we don't necessarily know in a sense. All we can do is share
Mhm.
the information with one another. It's the perspective. One of the things that I had to learn through parenthood really is that, like, no matter how no matter how much I try to tell my son in particular, yeah, I'm talking about you, Isaac. No matter
Got it.
how much I try to, like, warn him or say, like, yo, back in my day, it was like this and it was tougher and this and that. One thing this dude taught me, yes, our children can teach us.
Of course.
We have to be open to that, though.
Yes. That's
He
real
said,
talk.
Mom, that was your day, and this is mine. And I'm struggling right now. That's true.
Yes.
Just because I struggled and it was tough and this and that. And sometimes I'm like, well, you ain't have to go through blah, 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 or you ain't have to go through X, Y, and Z. And nah, he did it. And that's great, he did it. But he going through whatever
A
he
different
going
struggle,
through.
correct.
You feel me?
That you may not be able to relate to.
Right. That's
Right.
This is
All I
where-
could do is give the resources.
Yes. Yep.
And help him and watch him and also have a relationship with him to hear him and not push my thoughts on what I believe his potential is, what I see him becoming.
Yeah.
I need to hear him and support him with the resources that I've learned. Like, oh, so you into music? All right. Well, here's some individuals that you could tap into. My son works with Carolina Blue, which is my producer.
Yeah.
And Carolina Blue mentors him. That's my daughter drinking.
Yeah,
that,
no,
juice.
sorry.
Yeah, chill, bro. You making noises.
Yeah, we got the daughter.
We got my daughter's here.
Yes.
But I'll say this one thing. I'm sorry.
No,
that I
this
cut you
is
off,
your
but-
show. This is you taking over. You gotta be
But
sorry.
like this, I thought I had to teach him
Mm.
music because I know music. You know, here's the beat machine. This is how you make the beats. But nah, fall back, Mom. No, let me get somebody who you might be able to connect with. I don't always have to be the author of every move that's for my son.
Yeah.
Now here's some people. Tap in. Get to know them. Learn. Grow. You know? I got a community of people who can help my son.
And it's funny because you're saying about how you're trying to teach them. It's crazy how our children, a lot of times, you can tell them exactly what your neighbor or their friend's going to tell them. They're not going to listen to you. It's
No.
like Charlie Brown and the teacher. You hear want. But the person right next to him tells them the exact same thing. Like, yo, man, this person just told me. Like, you know, I just told you that 10 weeks ago, right?
Listen.
No, I told you that 2 months
You
ago.
know what my mom told me earlier, what we realized
What was that?
is that we're not gonna ever experience the house phone ringing and then you pick it up to hear your child's boyfriend or girlfriend call it, and you
No.
get the answer because now they all have cell phones and they get the call.
Directly.
My mother, when I was younger, my mother used to get mad. Girl called late. You call them too late.
Yeah,
she
I remember
she
those
don't like
days.
My
Those
mother don't
days
like that. You
done.
call them too late. It's past time. You know. So she had a chance to answer all of those calls and really get a chance to connect with whoever it
Right.
was that was
Yes.
calling. But
There's no
now
connection.
we don't have that.
No.
And this goes to what you were saying about your son. They are going through experiences that
We never experienced.
we didn't experience
No.
growing up.
Experience.
We're here now, and we
Right.
have to be able to adapt to those changes that's going on. The younger generation have grown up differently, and
That's
things are not the same way they were when we grew up. So it's hard to correlate this happened to me then and this is how you should do it because it is
Right.
not the same.
No, it's definitely not the same. I mean, you can look at social media. I mean, we
Right.
didn't have social media growing up. I mean,
No.
that's a big thing nowadays with kids. And some kids still don't have computers. Some kids don't even have cell phones and to be on social media. So they're the odd man or odd woman out, based off of that. So there's a lot of things that you can, like you said earlier, we have an experience that they're going through now that's totally different in generations. I don't care, you and I had that conversation earlier about decades and generations, and the different experiences. But what you're doing, in my opinion, is phenomenal.
Thank you.
You are creating awareness. You are creating this focus, this driven, like, micro focus on the community and how we can use these different stories coming from our neighbors, what they did, like you said earlier, what you may have done wrong or right, and build upon that, create that foundation. Because the problem was we don't have a lot of foundation, and we need foundation. And what you're doing is you're creating the foundation, so that beautiful house, that mansion, can be built upon that foundation. And I'm giving up to you. Like, I mean, this is super dope. You said you're getting them paid.
Yeah.
A lot of times people do this just out of like, I don't want to do that. But this is a job.
They have to see.
Yes.
They have to. Young people have to see that there is. It is what it is. A financial benefit within this space, because when I was younger, I didn't really feel as though, like, it was kind of always talked about like a starving artist.
Yeah.
Shout out to Idris Wajid and
Eat off art.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Alexa.
Yeah.
As far as eat off art, because you can. You just have to be strategic.
Yes.
But I want to teach young people that you can, and here's how you be strategic. Here's how you plan. Here's how you be professional. All the stuff that I learned when I was in those programs within a community coming up, all I'm doing is just taking that, building curriculums, and then teaching them, because it's necessary. Like 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I got put onto that when I was in my teens. Thank God, because I get to utilize those skills that are very important. Be proactive, sharpen a saw, think win-win. All that stuff is good. You know what I'm saying? It's good for you. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. You know what I mean? Let me hear you first. Let me build restraint. That's what our young people need, so that they can be empowered to be amazing individuals when they walk into this space. I'm a product of programming and the funding that helped those programs in order to build better young people. I grew up.
Yeah.
So I need more of these. I need more. We need to create more of these types of individuals. You
know
feel
who
me?
else doing that as well?
Who's doing that, Gary?
West Her with the automotive.
Segway.
With the automotive maintenance program. They trying to get people to IT. And they got a 15-week certificate program.
Get out.
Graduates receive stackable credits from SUNY area along with SUNY accredited certification. And you can learn and be taught right in the lab, right in live time.
Yep.
And it's on a bus route for all of y'all folks in Buffalo. It's on a bus route, comfortable class size of 12 to 15 per group. Students are actively recruited for the program by West Her.
Yeah.
Financial aid and grants are available. Folks, it's still time for this fall.
Yes.
Transportation reimbursement available to all students. Opportunities at West Her's 30 plus dealerships throughout New York State, and they also have a graduation ceremony.
Wow.
You're doing it big.
That's pretty
So
big.
just like Itina just mentioned about all of the programming going on within the community, West Her is also trying to contribute to that. They were down for the tops supporting the Buffalo inner community as well.
Yep.
West Her automotive maintenance program, 15-week certificate program. Go to westher.com, find out more.
And also, just to piggyback on that, Carrie, the show got to do something special for that too. So you remember, if you're going to go for one of these interviews and you need a suit, we got a suit for you.
Ooh.
You go to St. Brian Clothiers.
Ooh.
Yeah, go to St. Brian Clothiers and ask for my boy DeWitt, and he's going to take care of you. He's going to give you a brand new suit. Well, not me. He's going to give you a suit and tailor a suit for you.
Brand new to you.
Brand new to you. Yes, brand new suit to you. Tailor it for you so you can look sharp on your interview. And then what we're gonna do on top of that, once you get the interview, Franklin Crocker is gonna give you $25 just for lunch. If you don't have a car, Uber ride
Okay.
there and back. I don't know, Uber's kind of
Okay.
expensive nowadays. I don't know, maybe $25 might not make it all, but you might have to kick in a couple dollars
Or you
yourself.
get a couple dollars to give a friend some gas.
Give your friends some
Something.
gas. But yeah, so we're going to help you out with that as well. So go to our Instagram page. The details are there. We're going to be talking more about it this week. And thank you, Wes Her, as well.
All right, and we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Right back.
Serving Orchard Park, Lackawanna, Cheektowaga, Amherst, Buffalo.
That
We are
sound.
the legendary Mix 1080, WUFO, and Power 96.5.
We're back. Yes, we are back. Tales from the porch. I was told Erin I was going to do this, and she's going to get upset with me when she sees it. Tales from the porch. You remember Tales from the Crypt? Yeah.
We had the best shows. Though.
Yeah, we had the best shows.
So, but the porch analogy is beautiful. Can you? I know the listeners. I just want you to explain that one more time because that analogy really struck me. And it sounds more like a platform versus the porch. So I really want the people that come down to support to really understand where you're coming from with the actual porch analogy. I
No,
guess.
the porch, if you look at it like the physical porch, right?
Mhm.
It's like that space in between the protected, the safe, the sacred, and the outside, the vulnerability. It's that space in between.
Right.
Because you're not in the house yet.
It's just
No,
as
no,
funny
no,
as you
no,
said
no,
it.
yeah.
Remember when you be little, you run on your porch.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
you run on the
Yeah.
porch. You couldn't get in the house. You run to the
Right.
porch. You thought you was safe, didn't you?
Right. So it's that space in between. And you still feel safe, but you
Right.
outside.
You're still outside.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
you still,
exactly.
you still ain't
And
in
so
the cover yet.
it's also a platform, and it's also a space where many different things happen. Yo, on my porch, I've seen beautiful things. I've seen terrible things. I've witnessed a lot of different things. Yo, there was this one time where I took the garbage out, and I'm young, like doing the foolishness, dancing and fooling around. I get into the house and I hear gunshots.
Ooh,
It's actually a BB gun.
okay.
That we found out later. But I ran and I got on the floor. So there's certain things that we've witnessed, come to grips with, terms with, first kisses, barbecues, family,
Yeah.
hurt, pain, all that stuff happens on the porch, the in-between space. So physically, that's the porch. But then what do we do with our lives based off of the experiences that we have? This is all I'm trying to say throughout my life, yo. Listen, let me tell you from my experience. Y'all know the story. Y'all know where I come from.
Yeah.
East side of Buffalo. Said I wasn't going to be much in life. What good can come from the east side? Me.
Yeah.
All of those things that I experienced, what do I do with it? Do I just wallow in my sorrow because, oh man, I didn't have this, and that, so forget this? Nah. I get the tools, I get whatever I need, and then I share my experiences and all of that. What am I going to do with this porch? How can I be, like Kelly said in a video, how can I be a safe space?
Yeah.
When she said when people understand and view her porch, she wants people to see home, to feel free. Man, when y'all start hearing the things that they said, I asked each individual to share their porch story. And the stuff that they said is amazing. Like Jamil shared about how he would sit on his porch, look at the stars, and ask God, like, what is it I'm going to do with my life? And the things that God revealed to him and the things that he's doing, it's just beautiful. It happened at the porch, though. He sat on the porch. You know what I mean? And so what are we doing with our porches? What are you doing? Franklin Crocker Show is your porch, man. Yeah. And you've invited people to your porch.
Dog.
You feel me? Yeah. This space.
I didn't have a porch growing up, though.
You got one now.
Yeah.
You
You
had
got to
some
deal with
stairs,
what's going on now. You heard how she
Did you
dealt with her
have
son.
stairs?
You got to deal with what's going on now. Forget about what happened before.
Right.
Now we got to deal with the now,
but
man.
that's also the thing, though. Regardless of how your porch looked, if you had one or if you did not,
You got one now.
you got what you got.
Yeah.
You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. I think they say.
You get what you get, don't throw a fit. Exactly
Right.
what it says. Now, I got a question for you before we get into your song, because your song the song that we kind of chose, that you gave me some songs, and I chose this one, but it kind of talks about what you're talking about right now as well. But going back to our children, a lot of times we try to protect our kids from that stove, from being hot. We tell them the stove's hot, but they still want to touch it anyway. Some of our, and in your case, where the tools that you receive came from hardships. And sometimes we try to protect our kids from all those hardships that we might have went through, but they still have to go through something to understand something.
Yeah.
Correct. And we can't protect them from everything.
No.
We try to, but we can't. It's inevitable. So we have to let them sometimes, as I tell my kids all the time, as long as you don't kill yourself, you can learn from any mistake you make.
As long as you breathing, you got
Yeah,
reason.
you got, that's a dope one. As long as you breathing, you got reason. That's what's up. But we gotta, this is,
You got some fun facts about the song today?
oh no, I don't have fun facts about the song. But what I do have is this. I have some fun facts about your name. So I've been doing that lately.
So, all right, this is
Yes,
fun
I've been doing that
facts.
lately. Kind of fun facts about your name. Yes. So AI. So we obviously say AI the Anomaly. We all know what AI means, right?
Okay.
Artificial intelligence.
Yikes.
Okay. So then anomaly. What is an anomaly? Does anybody know what an anomaly is? What is an anomaly considered? Neo is an anomaly. Neo is an anomaly.
Yeah.
It's something that's irregular and is not easily classified. Now, I did some more digging, a little deeper. I found out some natural anomalies that are even local here. One is local here in Buffalo. It's actually one of the 10 anomalies here in Buffalo. It's actually in Chestnut Ridge. Has anybody ever heard of the internal flames falls in Chestnut Ridge?
Eternal flame.
Falls.
Heard of that.
There's actually a flame
A fire
underneath
keeps burning.
that keeps burning underneath the falls that won't go out. It's gases that are actually pushed out from the rock that makes this fire behind a waterfall.
Wow.
And it's here, but it's only 20 minutes from downtown. And guess what? None of us have ever been there before.
Somebody send us that on Instagram.
No, you don't have to do that. This weekend I'm going, Carrie. I'm going this
see this
weekend.
flame?
Yeah, we are so
Gonna
we're
have me standing there like Moses.
In the water. I know exactly. That's what I said.
we are
I need some
20
room.
minutes away from this anomaly, and we have never seen it before, which is crazy. So I like doing these fun facts because it helps me to do research about whatever I'm doing research about, and I find something that actually I could take and use myself. So luckily, I'm glad you had that name because it made me look up this anomaly.
is the deviation from the rule.
Yes,
The rule for my life was that I would be a failure to thrive. Well, I'm deviating from that.
yes.
That doesn't
You are
control my life.
definitely deviating from that. And this one song we're about to play right now
Uh-oh.
actually talks about you deviating from that as well.
Well, before we get to
yes.
the song, the fun facts that you just talked about were brought to you by Trick Art Box.
Yes,
and
it
the
was.
First and only 3D photo studio located just across the border in Niagara Falls, Clifton Hills. It's just open this summer.
Yes,
They created 30 active scenes for you to capture endless fun memories right on your phone. It's easy to do, no experience is required. Take your smartphone, charge it, get it updated, and go have fun. All the photos saved directly on your phone. Check out your social media for a chance to win family pack of 4 tickets to Trick Art Box. Thank you.
Yes, and you need to bring your daughter there. Matter of fact, listen, we didn't even introduce your daughter.
Uh-oh.
Who is this little beautiful girl here?
This is the littlest lady from the east side, right, Bella?
She's locked
she's zoned.
in.
She's
She is
we
locked
didn't.
She locked
in.
Another thing we didn't have when we were kids, we didn't have iPads
We
or
did not.
tablets like this, and
We did not.
we didn't have this this entertainment like this. I mean,
This
you can
is
do
the
everything
new
with
This situation
This
is
is a new
an
babysitter.
anomaly. She is definitely past her bedtime.
Oh, she's past her bedtime.
Way
So you're
past
hanging out
it.
with mama tonight,
And
huh?
also, she on an iPad way past her bedtime. She is enjoying this.
I hope you enjoy. See, Uncle Croc got you out late tonight. So we're going to get into this song. It's called "Stay Safe."
Yep.
Now, what made you make this song?
Yo, shout out to Selah the Corner. Shout out to Carolina Blue. Those are my bros. We came together and created this just out of, we didn't plan it. We just got in the studio. Blue started playing beats. Can't play dope beats around me and Selah. We just start creating music. And like I said earlier, we're going to create music that comes from our heart, whatever is happening. But Stay Safe is like, yo, you got to stay safe around these parts. But I think it's more so, not that I think, I know, it's like the idea of, at least this is where I came from, the ideas that people may have had about me, or whatever tragedy, trauma that came around, stay safe. That needs to stay safe, because what I'm going to do with my life and the things that I've gone through, the issues or what have you, I'm going to fight back. I'm definitely going to fight back. And I think that's what, you'll hear in that verse.
Yes, and the tragedies you said that happened in your life. And one of the things I put a post out this week says, reputation is what people think of you, but your character is who you are.
Yeah.
And your character says a lot about you. You are a great person, and you're doing a lot of great things for the community, and I truly appreciate that. I'm glad we as a team got the opportunity not only once but twice to have you on our show. Like I said, you could have been anywhere right now, and for you to share your story with our listeners, your fans, your listeners, hopefully becoming all of our listeners together and our fans together, hopefully you can grow. Hopefully we are helping you to grow your fan base as well, because again, it's what you're doing is truly unique for somebody that is, that you're not only in that box of a musician. You're way more than that. You're way bigger than that box. We talked about that a couple weeks ago as well. Sometimes we get put in a box.
Yeah.
People say, okay, this is all this person can do.
Mm-hmm.
This is what this person is. But you are way bigger than that. I mean, you have your own production company. I mean, if you look at some of your footage, you guys do an amazing job.
Appreciate it. Shout out to the team.
Yeah, the team. I mean, you have an amazing team,
Mm-hmm.
and the effort you guys put into it, you can see it's almost like your music. You put a lot of passion in what you do. For Runway, that was amazing
so
footage for
fun.
Runway, amazing, and you can see the passion. And y'all even at the end, what was so dope about it, I think, was your nephew.
Yeah.
He rode the bike. Like we were seeing the
it's
scene that
crazy,
he's on
right?
he's on the screen. All of a sudden, he's riding the bike, and I'm like, oh, this is fire.
Yeah.
I mean, the thought that you put behind your creativity is just next level.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that we have the opportunity to experience something like yourself, somebody like yourself, that's doing such a great job in this community. And
Appreciate
hopefully
it.
you keep building upon it, and we grow. As a team.
I gotta say this because I appreciate the accolades.
Yes.
One thing that I've learned though is that I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without individuals helping.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it was very difficult because I had an inner issue with trust. And I want to say this because I think it's important.
Very important.
I had to tap in to figure out what's the barrier that's getting in my way to be able to grow. And it's that issue with trust because I come from a space of abandonment.
Okay.
I've been abandoned a lot in my life, and so that creates this feeling of like, oh shoot, I can't.
Always on guard.
Yeah, you're always on guard. You're not sure. I'd rather mess up because I can deal with me. If you mess up, like, oh, now we got what I'm gonna do. I would not be able to move and shape the way that I do if it wasn't for my team. So I gotta shout them out.
Yeah.
You got Alonda Gathers, got Shannon Mays, who's here from LA to
Yes.
help out. You have Alex, his filmmaking skills is freaking fire.
Yes, it is.
Fire. You got Carolina Blue, he does audio engineering. My son is part of the team, Young and Focused. Micus, my nephew, is part of the team. Hannah, there's a whole bunch of young people. I can't name them all.
Yeah, of course.
But also Lukeman has done work with me. Shakif Rivers, shout out to Makisha. I feel like I'm missing people. Those are the main individuals. If I missed y'all know that I'm probably just forgetful.
She's
right
doing
now.
it from the dome right now.
From the dome.
Yes, this
But
is all freestyle.
All of the individuals who have put up with my creative craziness, I really appreciate them, because if it wasn't for them and if it wasn't for me checking myself and saying, yo, I want to grow, I desire to grow. So what are the barriers that is getting in my way from growth? If it's me, then I need to move myself out the way and get it together, pray, ask God for guidance, so I could get better.
Yes.
The runway show may not have happened if it was just me running my business. I can't do it by myself.
100%,
So when people see me, I need people to understand it's not just me. It's a whole team, and they care about me. So much so that they forced me to take a vacation.
Dope.
They forced me.
Yes, they got tired of you.
Yes, they did. Like, now, girl, you need to go do something with yourself.
No, because
I gotta shout them out.
you just talked about
And my husband,
oh yeah,
Josh,
yeah. You gotta remember.
Oh
yeah,
my
you gotta
God.
remember your husband and the pastor Steve.
he out there.
He out there. He's somewhere. He out there.
Come in.
But you talked about your issues with just not the boundary issues, but your issues with
Trust.
trust. And in this song, there's a little bit of stuff that it wasn't you that said it. Actually, it's the other. It was a Selah.
Yeah, Selah.
Selah. He talks
Corner.
about the trust thing too, because it's part of the song that he says something about trust as well. So it's a mean thing with trust. Again, if you can't trust people, it's very tough to go forward with somebody if you can't trust them, or a team. Like you said, you have to trust your team.
You do.
You know, sometimes we talk about delegating. You can delegate to anybody, but you have to delegate to the right person that you trust to get the job done.
Okay,
And trust.
Can I make a comment on this?
Yes, of course you
Before
can.
we go into the song,
Word.
and I hope I don't throw this off, because I think that I used to have a problem with this, but I guess my thing is a little bit different. Because I really don't trust anyone. And I had to learn to trust God that He would put the right people in my life to do what is necessary for me to be able to go to where I need to go. But I had a hard time with that because I kept looking at the person, and the people will let you down every time. But then as soon as I started looking at the Father, then He put the right people in my life, and that helped me be able to move forward.
I like that. That's definitely definitely true.
That's scary.
You know what? My mom. Shout out to my mom, Latifah Fareed, dope woman. You know, she gonna be. I always say this. She's very like, don't say that. She's gonna be 90 in November,
90.
bro. Still moving and shaking,
That's
still
what's up.
killing it.
You got that moving and shaking from her too. You got that.
Oh
You got
my
that
God.
word. Moving
I
and
got a
shaking from
lot.
her. Yeah.
I got a lot from her. Adopted us, me, my sister, and my brother. Just adopted all three of us. She always says, servants will cool your feet, but leave your heart aching.
Servants will cool your feet, but leave your heart aching.
She taught me that.
She
as
got
far
bars
as,
too, huh?
Yo, she got them for sure. So people, you give people tasks and jobs, and they'll do it, you know, to a certain extent. And a lot of times, you know, like you're saying, they let you down every time. That was like that key issue. Like, I was better off doing it myself.
Yeah. A lot of times
It's
you're
not a
right.
good mindset to have, though.
Right.
So yes, that thing to ask God, like that's one of the things. Like, God, put the right people in front of me, and let me know, let me understand and be aware and be open to see them, but then also see their talents, gifts, and skills, so that I can get them wherever they need to be and place them in the right space. But then also you have to be able to step back.
Yes.
Step back off of them and let them be great.
This,
They might not they might not do the job how you would want it to be done, but do they get the job done? And is it effective?
Yes.
Did they get us to the goal?
Yeah.
This is where that's what I was listening to. This is exactly where I feel like what you were talking about, and that's probably just the maturation of something that you just went through as a woman and as a human being, and really helped be able to put all of those pieces together, which you were calling your team earlier. So speaking of team,
let's get
ready?
this on.
Let's get into it, man. We need the listeners to
yeah.
hear this because it's gonna be some hot fire.
Yes, we only got 12 minutes, so we gotta get we're gonna make it hot. We're gonna make it hot. So ready? Let's hit that first button. Ready? Ooh, second button.
Ready.
And last but not least, Maestro, hit that button.
Y'all got the energy.
Yeah. Let's go.
Stay safe, leave me alone.
Closed caption so you acknowledge this. Closed casket, broke dash in my pin game on contra clips. Ink on octopus, flow so aquatic this. Boatload of hope though, quote smoke like Gondra, Lego Toto. Brick roads, but the code never stopped the itch. Frost on my nose, just expose all the conscious grit. Rose from the bottom where no fathers live. Just toxins and trauma trips. They called us crack mama kids. They slap labels on the brownest skin. But by faith, look at this, my God. Accomplishments, enemies on opposite. Feet game on gotta get. Fruit don't bear truth. Shit's rotten and honey did. Cute how you think that you got knowledge here. He who knew you before you could acknowledge him. Yet they take shots at all my father's kids till you get gripped and deuce with a holy tip. Gunshots, gun smoke in the air, that another one down. Gunshots, gun smoke in the air, that another one down. Gunshots, gun smoke in the air, that
Another one down.
Stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. I remember in music pounding the pavement about my sleeping arrangement. Yeah, typical story. I'm talking 2 at the head and 2 at the leg. Yeah, I have my own bed. I'm just used to the family sleeping on me. I ain't talking about music, I'm talking about shooting. I can't tell you how many this trigger finger has ruined. A lot of people abusing the bigger calling, cause they never realized that my testimonial morning. I remember way back on one of these projects, I dropped a little single and people was paying homage. Then I looked and see somebody talk real wild in the comments saying he gon' yada yada to the homie blocka nah. I ain't falling for nothing, homie, that's they trap. Then my little homie, I did a favor for way back. Say he from my city and I'm ready for some payback. Say the word, I know exactly where his mama stay at. Shit, the show out there, I want you to go. I don't want no smoke, I just need the hammer close. Stay around my table.
I love that beat in the back, like,
Don't looking funny, just blow. Say less. Now I'm chilling.
Say less.
So and my homie holding this one. I see goofy boys.
Yeah.
Yes. Checking them for the vibes.
You guys make a video for this?
Then he has to take a picture with his son.
Yeah?
Stay safe on me.
Okay.
Smoke in the air, then another one down. Gunshots and smoke in the air, then another one down.
Stay safe.
Gunshots and smoke in the air, then another one down.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe.
That's blue right there. Gotta let that play all the way out.
I might start flowing this right here.
Right. Cause this blue part.
Dun, 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 dun.
Just please stop poking the bear for another one down. Stay safe, homie. Stay safe, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. Leave me alone.
Yo, shout out to the team. Oh my goodness. Stay safe on the porch.
Fire.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. That is dope. And it starts off saying, don't poke the bear.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that when I was a kid. Don't poke the bear. You don't want to get the bear angry. Don't poke the bear. But you say a lot of dope. I'm gonna say it again. I keep comparing you to Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
Like your bars. I mean, you said something about Contra Clips.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the video game Contra?
Yep.
Oh, I used to love that game. The Contra. I mean, you had the endless clips. Contra Clips. Then you talked about ink on an octopus.
Flow
Right.
so aquatic, this boatload of hope dope, poke smoke like ganja lit.
Oh!
Brick rolls, but the cold never stopped the itch.
Oh
Frost on my
my!
nose just exposed all the conscious grit. I rose from the bottom where no fathers live. Just toxins and trauma trips. They called us crack mama kids. They slapped labels on the brownest skin. But by faith, look at this. My God, accomplishments.
If I could drop this mic that's connected to this table, I would drop this mic right now.
Hold on.
Cut the show off. It's done. We done.
This is what I was saying before about it comes from a certain place. Like you don't just come. So what is it? Let me ask this. I guess this question. I hope I don't go this off. What is it? Being a Christian artist, like how does that impact your delivery? Like I know that. Do you have to think about that, or is it just something that you naturally just want to put out the same way that we look to try to put the right things into our children? Is it just something that you just look to just express and just put out? I mean, I don't know if I'm.
No, I hear it. I
Okay.
feel like I understand exactly what you're saying. And I appreciate the question.
Okay.
The way that I look at this, like, I've chosen a lifestyle. And my lifestyle is based on the principles and the precepts of the Bible. That's what I choose to live by. If that's what I choose to live by, I'm going to consume the source. The source is God. The source is biblical understanding and wisdom. So I'm always reading that. Yo, there's so much wisdom in the Bible.
It is.
And so if I'm constantly reading that and constantly like looking at the world in that viewpoint, just practical living, man. Just practical living. I feel that what goes in is going to come out. Yes, I do think about ways to say things so that people can understand. But one thing I'm not going to do is water it down. So yeah, they called us crack mama kids. They slap labels on the brownest skin.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's just what it is.
And that was
There's
real.
no, there's no other way to say that, in my opinion. You
Yeah.
could probably, but my thing is I want to be conscious of the listeners, but I do not want to lose myself in trying to fit in to what I assume people would want.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm an artist, and my lifestyle is based off the principles and concepts and everything that I see within the Bible. Am I perfect though? Absolutely not. I'm just striving towards perfection. I make mistakes and all of that, and you'll see them. You'll see them. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, like, no, you're gonna see them joints, and you're gonna see me get up and try again, over and over again if I have to. But to answer your question, like, it feels great because I have freedom.
Yeah.
I have freedom in who I am, how I'm going to be, how I'm going to deliver what I'm going to say, and people rock with it if they rock with it.
And you're currently independent now, correct?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am independent. Yep.
Yeah, which is really dope, which gives you that much more freedom of somebody
Absolutely.
telling you what to do, what to not to do,
And
or
even
what to say, how
and
to say
even
it.
with the label that I was part of, there was freedom in that.
Okay, was it? Okay.
Definitely saw me as a creative and allowed me to, say, to create the music that I
Okay.
wanted. Soul's Acrylic.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
They
I was just
trusted
about to mention
me,
that. Listeners, you can find Soul Acrylic on Apple Music.
Yeah.
It's got several different
Title. I have no title.
Um,
Shout out to Jay-Z.
to be honest with you, I've listened to that quite often. That's why
That's what's up.
I say that about your music. I'm actually a fan. Like when I
That's
met
what's
you
up.
before, I could hear all of these things in your music. That's why I asked you those questions.
Yeah,
It's just
appreciate
to
it.
me, it's an inspirational thing of expression when you start to talk about some of the things you talk about in the manner in which the words you use as a Christian artist, to still be able to come that raw,
Mhm.
but still have the content necessary for
Right.
someone to be able to really
To
be able
understand what you're saying.
and to be fed with something.
Right.
And then you just talked about your team and how you. I know that we just kind of circumvented around how Father puts people in your life to do that, but all of these things is just so reflective in just your spirit, your energy when you walk into the room. Ever since I met you, and it's just
Oh, that's
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't want to get off into a tangent. We got the event going down tomorrow night
Yes.
at 5:30 p.m. 225 Glenwood Avenue, right in the heart of Buffalo, right off of Jefferson, two
East
blocks
side.
from East Side,
Yep.
2 blocks
East
away,
Side.
East Side,
Now, I got a
2
question
blocks
for
away
you.
from Tops.
For people that are not aware of the Buffalo area, people that may not be listening right now that are
Word.
not from Buffalo, how could they help and how can they contribute if they wanted to? Is there any other ways they could to lend a helping hand?
There's so many ways.
Okay.
And I named, first of all, I named 7 people.
Okay.
And each of them have websites.
Okay.
If you wanted to follow them or what have you, if you go to Get Focused Productions, you'll be able to start seeing those individuals on that page. And my hope is that you go travel and journey and get to know them, because Kelly Galloway, she has Project Bonus House.
Okay.
So you can support that. One of the things I wanted to do is showcase a variety of individuals.
Mhm.
So if you've been impacted by human trafficking, or if you feel strongly about like, yo, I want to help people who have gone through that, well, that's the source. If you want to help young people understand like Afrofuturism and understand literacy and understand how to build comics or ways to read comics, well, Wakanda Alliance, you can support them monetarily some kind of way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all these other individuals, even with my pastor Stephen Foreman at 225 Glenwood, we work with youth, mentoring your attitude program. So he teaches culinary arts, I teach photographic arts. And so if you want to support, you can support that way. But Get Focused Productions, A.I. the Anomaly, you can go to CCA, Christ Crusaders Assembly on Instagram, and you can support in those ways. But I'm going to always say this. If you live outside of this city, I understand that if you want to help, I'm not trying to stop nobody from helping. But walk outside, look from your left and look from your right, and look right across the street. How are you helping them?
Right.
What organizations are right in your space? Because they need it too. I understand you might feel compelled to help across here, and if you have it, we accept it. But don't forget about what's right in your radius. That's very important, and that's why I'm so like, I come from the east side. I'm going to dedicate all that I have to give to keep showcasing to the east side. This is where I come from, and this is what I'm doing with my life, and you can too.
Perfect. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first from A.I the Anomaly. We really appreciate you listening tonight. And we will repost everything on our social media so you can get in touch with her and her crew, her team. And this event is going to be really dope tomorrow. I will be in the house tomorrow. I will be at 225 Glenwood at 5:30. I'll probably get there like 5:15-ish, 5 o'clock maybe, because I know that food going to be popping. I might have to go for a double plate. But yeah, so please support if you can. Again, you can go to her website as well. You can go to all the other 7 people's websites as well in their organizations. And
just hit me up on Cash App.
Cha-ching. Well, again, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate you listening to us tonight. And God bless. Good night. And again, AI, thank you for being here tonight. We are gonna definitely want to have you here again. You're gonna be part of our team pretty soon.
Oh,
we're gonna be part of your team too. Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
all right, we out here in these streets. God bless. Good night.
Good night.
Peace.
Thank you.
You are now.